Good morning, and we are looking this week at how to be fighting the flesh. That is, how to be warring against that which wars against our soul. And if you'll notice behind my shoulder there, there's some deer. So go ahead and feel free to watch that instead of me. But what we're going to do is look at First Peter chapter 2, and let me read verses 9 through 12, and then briefly, oh so briefly, comment on them. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellencies of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So he's starting to tell us all the things that are ours. Our priesthood, we're go-betweens to show people who God is, our royal priesthood. He's put us here on earth that we might take dominion of that which he gives us authority on and over. But we're supposed to do this in such a way, and we're only doing this in such a way that we glorify him. We bring the light into the world. And so he goes on to say, once you were not a people, but now you are God's people. Once you had not received mercy, but now you have received mercy. Beloved, I urge you as sojourners and exiles to abstain from the passions of the flesh, which wage war against your soul. Keep your conduct among the Gentiles honorable, so that when they speak against you as evildoers, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day of visitation. And so what I really want to look at this morning is verse 11, where he talks about abstaining from the passions of the flesh, which wage war against your spirit. Now, what if your passion is food? Are you supposed to abstain from food? No, you would die. You need life-sustaining food. Sometimes you hunger greatly for food, and it's for a good reason. It's for the reason that God created you with a hunger so that you can sustain your body with food. So here we're caught in a pickle, and you notice I'm not picking the passion of being an axe murderer. That one you should always abstain from. You shouldn't ever revel in that one. However, if you are, and if you do have the passion of eating, what is the issue? Because now the scripture just told you it wages war against your very soul, but yet you need to be able to eat, to be able to express your soul, to show the light. And so now you're kind of in a pickle. What shall we do with that? Well, we got to go deeper. When you come into this pickle, you've got to realize that you were made for food, but there's something wrong with food when it becomes our passion. When we look at food and I've heard it said, eat our feelings, when we find comfort in eating or even not eating for a mere moment. So how do we deal with that? How is it waging war against our souls? This is how it is. Let's look at it as comfort food. Well, here's the deal. Food was never invented to comfort your soul. God made you to find your soul's comfort in him, his great love and mercy, not in food. And if you find comfort in food, and this is how it wages war against your soul, is if you look to find comfort in food, what will happen is, if you're like me, you'll start to gain weight, you'll get fat, and then pretty soon you won't be able to express him, which is why you were made, and you will become uncomfortable because of the very thing that you're finding comfort in. It's just that way. So what we have to do is recognize what things we're made for. We were made for God. We were made to express him. We are his holy nation. We are his priests. We are his children. We are meant to show who he is, and we find our comfort when we're doing what we're made for. We were never made to find comfort in food. Food is there to help us to do what God has made us to do. So that's how it wages war. That very passion to find comfort in food wages war against your soul, because it will inhibit the very reason why you were made and what you were made to do. So this morning, let's just understand that these things of the flesh, they wage war against our souls. They are trying to get you to express them and to revel in those things rather than the Lord. And so we've got to delve deeper. How do we delve deeper without just becoming navel gazers? I don't know, except for understanding who you are, who God is, and how you express Him. There you go. We've got amazing tools at our disposal at this point. And if we are to use them to find God and to express Him, oh, think of the places we'll go. Okay, guys. Well, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.